think eating for great skin is restrictive or requires strange foods, then you're in for a pleasant surprise. In fact, it's likely that you already have skin enhancing foods in your kitchen cupboard, but you just don't realize it. So in today's video, we're going to cover 5 store cupboard foods that are fantastic for your skin. We'll cover why they're good for your skin and also how to eat them for maximum impact. So a quick hello if you're new here. My name is Fiona and I'm a registered nutritionist with a master's degree in nutritional medicine. On this channel, we talk about how to eat for great skin because true skincare starts on your plate. If you haven't already, please consider hitting the subscribe button because it really helps the channel. So kicking off with our first food, which is chickpeas or garbanzo beans. And see, I told you probably already had these in your kitchen cupboard. Now, eating chickpeas or garbanzo beans regularly can help to support a strong skin barrier, which is the foundation of healthy, radiant skin. It's all because chickpeas are chock full of fiber. And you might know that eating fiber is good for your gut health, but you may not realize that eating fiber is also fantastic for your skin health. It's because when you eat this fiber, it travels down to your gut where your good bacteria munch on it. And after they've munched on it, they poop out substances that then travel to your skin and influence how your skin cells behave. And in fact, emerging research suggests that eating fiber can help to encourage healthy skin cell turnover and boost the production of ceramides. Now, ceramides you've likely heard of because they're in lots of high quality moisturizers. They essentially give you smoother, calmer skin. And eating chickpeas may help to boost your ceramide production from the inside out. And in another gold standard human trial, researchers found that when people ate a special type of fiber found in chickpeas, not only did their skin barriers get stronger, but their wrinkles also became less noticeable. So it turns out the humble chickpea can be powerful skincare. Eating just half a can of chickpeas regularly will give you a good dose of this fiber. Now, I love to chuck chickpeas on salads to kind of bulk them out and make them more hearty and more filling, but you can also stir them into soups and to stews, or you can blitz 1 can of chickpeas with some tahini, some olive oil and a bit of lemon juice to make a really easy hummus. It literally takes about 3 minutes, and I will pop some of my favorite easy recipes in the video description box below for you. Moving on to our second skin enhancing food, which is dark chocolate. Now, I have an embarrassing amount of dark chocolate in my cupboard at any given moment, but it's for good reason because research suggests that eating the right type of chocolate can help you stay looking younger for longer. In one study, drinking a special type of hot chocolate helped to protect people's skin against sun damage, which, as we all know, is the main ager of our skin. And in another study, regularly consuming chocolate was found to reduce the wrinkles that people already had. So it seems that the right chocolate can both protect and restore your skin. But the secret here is to eat chocolate that's high in special plant compounds called flavanols, because it's these little plant nutrients that are doing all the hard work in defending your skin. Now, dark chocolate is much higher in flavanols than milk chocolate. That's kind of expected. But where it gets a bit confusing is that higher percentage dark chocolates, say an 80% or a 90% or even 100%, aren't necessarily higher in flavanols than a lower percentage dark chocolate, say a 70%. That's because the flavanol content has more to do with how the cocoa beans are processed. So what you want to look for is chocolate that says undutched on the label, because that means that more of the flavanols have been preserved during the chocolate making process. But don't worry, high flavanol chocolate isn't necessarily more expensive or difficult to come by. Now, this chocolate is available in Walmart in the US and online in the UK and other countries. It's super cost effective, and just a 25-gram serving will give you almost 400 milligrams of flavanols, which is enough to have a measurable difference on your skin if eaten regularly. Now, this chocolate is obviously more bitter than milk chocolate, but it is a strong, satisfying flavor. Now, I like to eat this plain just as it is, and to be honest, once you get into the habit of enjoying dark chocolate like this, you don't really go back. You can also cook with this. It's really good for baking, or you can melt it with your milk of choice to make a delicious, rich hot chocolate. Before we move on to our third food, let me just say that if you're interested in this concept of leveraging food as skincare, you want to download my free guide, Skincare Starts on Your Plate, your Jumpstart Guide. You can find it at my website, fionalawsonnutrition.com, and I will also pop the link in the video description box below for you. The next food on our list is sun-dried tomatoes, or tomatoes for my American friends. Not only are these delicious, being kind of sweet and salty all at the same time, but sun-dried tomatoes and other tomato products can act like a mild sunscreen from the inside out. In one study, women who ate tomato paste daily not only burned less when they were exposed to the sun, but when the researchers took a deep look at their skin, they found that they also had less collagen breakdown. That's right, the tomatoes were preserving their collagen. And in a meta-analysis, which is like a large study of studies, researchers concluded that eating tomatoes and tomato-based products can help to protect your skin from sun damage and improve its appearance, including reducing those annoying dark spots or hyperpigmentation that develop when you do get excess sun exposure. It's all down to a special plant compound called lycopene. So when you eat the tomatoes, the lycopene travels to your skin where it helps to bat off those UV rays. I always picture lycopene like lots of little red parasols being hitched up all over my skin. Now, the reason I'm suggesting sun-dried tomatoes is because 1, you can keep them in your kitchen cupboard, and 2, they're really concentrated in lycopene, and just a single handful of sun-dried tomatoes will give you about 16 milligrams of lycopene, which is the dose often used in these clinical trials. Sun-dried tomatoes go with salads, they go in loads of sauces, and they go really nicely in sandwiches. You can kind of add them to anything you might already be preparing. Now, just to be clear, eating sun-dried tomatoes does not mean you can skip the sunscreen, but eating sun-dried tomatoes and other tomato-based products will help to give your whole body an extra layer of sun protection that doesn't wash off. And I think that's pretty amazing. The 4th food on our list isn't a food, it's a drink, and that's green tea. Now, I drink a couple of cups of green tea daily, and I think you should too. That's because green tea can help to promote a more even skin tone. Like chocolate and like tomatoes, green tea also contains special plant compounds that help to protect your skin from UV damage. And over time, this ultimately means smoother and brighter skin. And if you need more proof, experimental studies have shown that consistently consuming green tea can help to minimize telltale signs of aging like wrinkles and skin roughness and spider veins. And another observational study showed that the more green tea women drank, the less hyperpigmentation or dark spots they had. And incidentally, research also shows that hyperpigmentation or dark spots make you look older than actual wrinkles. So green tea equals younger looking skin. Now, I feel I always say this, but people often think they don't like green tea because it tastes bitter or grassy. So if that's you, you're making it wrong. The secret to delicious green tea is not to use boiling water, but to use water that's heated to 80 degrees centigrade or about 175 degrees Fahrenheit. You can either use a temperature control kettle if you're lucky enough to have one, or you just boil the water as normal, pour it into your mug, and then wait 5 or 10 minutes before you add your tea bag. You will be amazed at how light and refreshing green tea is when you make it this way. Now, a couple of extra points on this. Decaffeinated green tea is just as good for your skin as the normal caffeinated version, so don't be afraid to go decaf. And secondly, if you add a squeeze of lemon juice to the green tea, this can help your body to use those special plant compounds more effectively, which makes it even better for your skin. So pause this video, go and make a cup of green tea and come back. I'll be waiting. Moving on to our final food, which is canned fish. Now, hear me out before you run off. Eating fish can help to keep your skin clear. Studies show that eating little or no fish is a risk factor for developing acne. And if you are prone to breakouts like I am, then eating fish regularly can help to reduce them. This is likely down to the healthy fats found in oily fish in particular. These help to dial down inflammation at a cellular level. The trouble is, most of us don't eat enough fish, and I think that's partly because it can be expensive and partly because it can be a bit trickier to cook. And that's where canned fish can be really helpful. It's super convenient and it can also be really delicious. Now, when it comes to canned fish, most people think of tuna, but most tuna is defatted before it's put into the can, which means it doesn't contain as many of those anti-inflammatory compounds as other choices. And also, tuna is a bigger fish, which means it's more likely to be higher in mercury. But there are lots of other options. Instead, you can have canned salmon. This is brilliant for making fish cakes or salmon burgers, and again, I'll pop some recipes in the video description box below. You can also go for canned sardines, and these are genuinely delicious on hot buttered sourdough toast. Just Trust me on that one and try it. Canned mackerel is another great option. You can blitz this up with cream cheese and your herb of choice to make a super easy, super tasty mackerel pate. Now, obviously, in an ideal world, we would all eat fresh fish once or twice a week. But don't be afraid of embracing canned fish, because when it comes to your skin, some fish is better than no fish. I always have at least a couple of cans in my kitchen cupboard. So, to sum up, your kitchen cupboard can be full of skin-enhancing foods. Chickpeas, dark chocolate, sun-dried tomatoes, green tea, and canned fish are just some examples. And obviously, 1 square of dark chocolate or 1 can of sardines isn't going to do much. That's not what I'm suggesting. What I am suggesting is that it's easier than you think to eat for great skin. Perhaps you'll go to your cupboard and you'll notice that dusty can of chickpeas and you'll remember this video. It's doing things like throwing some chickpeas on that salad, or enjoying a square of dark chocolate after dinner, or sipping on green tea in between meals. Those tiny decisions done consistently over time will add up to more happy, more beautiful skin. Thank you for watching. I hope you found that interesting. If you did, you'll like another video I've done on 5 foods that I genuinely eat every day, and I will pop that there for you. I hope to see you there. Otherwise, I will see you next time for another video on nutritional skincare. Thank you for watching until the very end.